Hi, it's me, she, on this October 16th, 2020. Oh my, guys, I have to tell you, I am so sorry. It's Friday, the 16th. It's a 4-day. Today is the new moon, and it's late in the evening. And this has been an all-day process, and I've been trying, and finally the spirits called and said, you have to do this video. So I hope everyone is okay out there. I hope you're safe. I hope you're free of COVID. If you are not, because I'm feeling that there's some energy in our circle that is being challenged right now, whether it's panic or just a little anxiety, or maybe even stress or sadness. There's a lot going on, and I feel it in my spirit. So I'm here, and we're going to get through this reading, and hopefully by the end there will be some uplifting, some release of some kind. So I will tell you, probably the reason why you're feeling in this energy right now is because, remember, I was telling you about these planets, astrology and numerology, the numbers. Think of the computer, zeros and ones. Think of the planets, the earth, and where it sits among the moon and the stars and the sun. It all plays a part in our makeup of who we are as humans and how we fit into this universe. And so whatever's happening up there affects what happens down here. So this is a new moon starting today on the 16th. The full moon has passed. So what's happening? Mars is in retrograde. Remember, I told you Mars is the planet of the warrior, Aries. Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter are moving forward now towards the earth. Mars is moving a little further back away from the earth. Last week when I did the reading, I told you if you went outside, you probably could see a bright star or something. If you had a telescope or some type of binoculars, you literally could have seen Mars. Well, right now we have the reality of Saturn. Saturn is an Earth planet, meaning Father Saturn, with those beautiful rings. Saturn governs time. Saturn brings reality right in your face. Make a decision, habits, maybe even a good habit that you don't want to do, but you know if you persevere, it will bear fruit. Pluto, on the other hand, brings death. Or regeneration or regrowth. So with this new moon in conjunction, it's a great time to start, something new. Make a list, set intentions, reflect on old goals and see how they are serving you now. So now is the time to start or achieve our goals. Remember, I was telling you we're in the harvest, October. This is time for those gifts to start coming forward or to start to appear. We're in the second week, or like the middle of the month of October. October has 31 days, so it's a little bit longer month. So it gives us that extra time. So like the first week, the first, the second, and the third was like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it gave us an extra week in this month to harvest what Jupiter will bring towards us. So Jupiter is actually is the planet that will help us find that happiness, that clarity, that purpose after the death. Remember, we've been talking about getting rid of, we've been talking about purging, So I'm just going to go ahead and start with these cards. For time's sake, again, I did go ahead and pre-shuffle. So we're going to start, and it's going to all start to make sense, because I sat here and I looked at these cards and I thought about these planets and where we are, with the 4 being stable. Fours are stable, stability. I am 4. You want to be 4. You want to be stable. And our first card is the wand, 10 of Wands. And a 10 is completion. So when you've completed something, meaning an ending, remember regeneration, death. And when we talk about Pluto being the planet of death, that means that we actually are in a place where it is completion of something old. Something has ended in your life. Something is final. Have you accepted it? Have you looked at your life and thought about whether you're at the end of the road, so to say, in a career? Have you come to the end of the road in a relationship? Have you come to an end of a road with, just being tired, just being sick and tired, Libra is the zodiac astrology sign of the moment. And Libra is balance. Libra also is opposite. So when you think of the scale, it's always the opposite. Is it right or is it wrong? Is it left? Is it right? And Libra kind of has a tendency to be a little confusing or wishy-washy, or you can even say they really can't make a firm decision. But once they do enjoy the finer things of life, the beauty of life. They do like seeing their environment, things around them, or the things that they enjoy. They do like it to be of fine quality, of higher enjoyment or relaxation. Or like if you're going to drink a cup of tea with the Libra, make sure it's the good tea. If you're going to have a glass of wine, make sure it's a wonderful glass of wine. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, but it does have to have a quality about it that is to be enjoyed. So with a fresh start, this card right here basically it's saying to us that it's time to replenish and make our priorities, our emotions, and be able to express yourself completely. So if you look at this card, this guy is crawling on the ground. So hopefully I tried to put the light here so you can kind of see it. So it's a pair of koi fish. In the bottom, it's the symbol of love and affection. It has a large cup, the ocean bottom. The cup is a symbol for water on a glass bowl. The golden stem looks like, wait a minute, am I looking at the right card? I'm sorry. We're looking at the 10 of Wands. So if we see the gentleman crawling around on the bottom, and he has a triangle of wands or sticks is at the top where is scruffling around on the ground. So in this card, we want to make sure that we are experiencing no more than we're able to bear. So he's struggling by crawling through the underbrush with these 10 wands. They're tied on his back. They are in the shape of a triangle, saying that he's carrying his burdens, like I said, a number 10 to completion. So if you want something done correctly at this time, unfortunately, guys, you have to do it yourself. You have to crawl if you have to crawl. You have to struggle through the task at hand to see it through. If there's something, like I said, there's a habit that you don't want to do, but it needs to be done, you have to do it yourself. That is what the planet Saturn is here to help you do. Our next card is the 7 of Wands. So we're still in this wands or this fire. Again, Aries or Mars is in retrograde. So with that being said, Aries is very confident. Aries is a leader. Aries can be very combative. Like we said, Mars is war. So with this card, the 7 of Wands, with 7 can be, as we say, 7 is also ending or a beginning, like the 7-year jubilee. It's like time to start over. Or if you're dealing with debt. And right now, a lot of us, because of COVID and everything that's going on, these energies, the fighting that is happening with between politicians and helping people are suffering, and people are really, really right now struggling to see or figure out, how do I get through this horrible, horrible year of 2020? And when you add those 20s together, those 2s is 4. Even though right now it's painful in some cases, changes happening, maybe even the changes that we were not expecting or are really having a hard time embracing. Once you complete this task, that you have to do it yourself. You have to get through this yourself. Even if you have a partner, a loved one, a buddy, a husband, a wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, family, struggling with you at this time. But each of you, or every one of you, although we are all connected, we still have to do this alone. We still have to literally crawl with our fire on our back, our burdens on our back, to see it through. And guys, I'm telling you, as dim as it sounds, once that rebirth starts to occur, because October is harvest time, so you should be harvesting, starting to see in the next week into that blue moon on the 31st. And I will come back and we'll get into that blue moon, because that's going to be very significant full moon at that time. I mean, we had 2 full moons this month. In the meantime, look at this card. So the person in the card is dressed in a red cloak. There's 6 wands at the bottom. He or she appears to be at the top of an entryway, like an opening, a doorway. And the 7th wand is being held with much confidence between, holding with 2 firm grips in the hands, very firm. And he is saying, with that light shining above, before I go through this doorway, I am confident that I will achieve, I will succeed. So it's kind of like before I walk through the door, before I walk into Pluto, so to say, and move over to Jupiter, into that foregone conclusion of success and happiness, that I will survive and I will achieve. So think of having, just that unshakable fire of the lion of Leo. This card is kind of like the fierceness, if you can see, because if I have to fight, because the wands are lit with fire, so I can see through the dark as I enter. The doorway is lit, so it's kind of like in meditation when you want to have clarity, you want to be able to see, you want to be able to have that vision, that feeling of being on top of the world, that you are going into the portal with, this crystal topped wand that's emanating a triangle of light. So in the other card, the triangle was on the back. You're crawling on the ground. As you're crawling through, trying to find the portal, trying to find your way, you've now found your way. And so now with confidence, she is ready to achieve. She's ready to grow. She's ready to take a stand for what she believes in. So confidence, that's what it means. We have to take a stand for what we believe in. You have to be unshakable. We've been talking about that since September. How do you become unshakable? I've done that video on that unshakable spirit. How do you become unshakable? And so these two cards of the wand, if we're talking about our energy, we're talking about the sacral chakra. And that sacral chakra is just above our pelvics and between our pelvics and our belly button. I did a meditation for you to balance your chakras. I did a video, my last video. If you haven't had a chance to do that meditation, do it. If you have done it, do it again. Do it, because I guarantee you, I promise you, if you do that meditation for at least 3 days straight for the next 6 weeks, you are guaranteed to find that unconditional joy. That is the goal, to feel your desires, your feelings, your pleasure, your sexuality, your intimacy with yourself. And I promise you guys, if you do that, and with Mars being retrograde, and if you do it now, Mars go back forward on the 16th or somewhere around there. I have to check the date of November. And if you do that video of meditation up until that point, please send me a note, reach out to me. I guarantee you on my being, on everything I know and believe in, you will be unshakable. You will have purpose. You will be ready to be the king of your castle. You will have and be on your way, no matter what's happening right now with COVID, the government, unemployment, employment, whatever. You will have achieved a confidence in yourself, or a beginning, a start to 2021. You will know how your movie will begin, and it will begin like as if you're living in the middle of a kingdom, your kingdom. So he's standing between heaven and earth. And this is where we are. This is what you want to achieve: the harmony and the balance of nature. His wealth in this world, he is the king of his wealth. The colors on this card are green, opulent green and gold. It's an earth sign, and we want to be grounded in the earth with that unshakable stability that Saturn is here to give you. So if Saturn is here, okay, Saturn, that's what I mean by these habits that we don't want to do, but we have to do, and Saturn is here to help us do it. And if you do it, you will be responsible, loyal, steadfast, successful, reliable, patient, generous. That's what this king stands for as he stands on his balcony, holding a large gold coin. He's dressed in green and gold, and his railings, his pillars are gilded with vine patterns. His head is bare, showing his connection with the common man and the physical world, meaning that if you are in royalty, you are in sovereignty, like the Queen of England, then you are understanding what it means to have loyalty, success, resources, and you also understand that your delayed gratification of patience will pay off. And when it pays off, whoa, sorry about that, guys. Whoa, I just all of a sudden had a like the scent from the candles kind of gave me a choking feeling. Or maybe it was that just thinking about that royalty of that king of coin, that earth sign again, Saturn. And today's the 16th. And those cards again was from the Gateway of the Divine. And these cards is our oracle of the 7 energies. And I got 2 cards that came out from that deck. And again, the card that came along with these cards, they're working together, is the royal you. So remember when I was just telling you about if you can hold on to what Saturn is here to teach us and share with us, that sovereignty, that responsibility, and the confidence of self-rule, to have ownership of your feelings and your actions. That is what the wands are telling us, that when we wrap them all together and in alignment with our truth, and again, we've been talking about like with that crow, speaking and walking the talk, walking your truth, because when you mean what you express, when you have personal sovereignty in your life, when you know how to hold on to your inner sense of worth and integrity, and when you are solid, grounded, secure in your belief for what you have and your unique purpose, this crown, this glorious crown, is sacred. It's wrapped in our inner truth of confidence. You know, it's like living your truth and being in your own skin and knowing that you have, you are aware and you have earned to be the ruler. Excuse me. You have earned and you have become the ruler of your kingdom, of your crown, of your sacred being. And when I say sacred, we're talking about reaching to the highest level of oneness with spirit. It is having the confidence and the thought of the crown chakra, that opening in your head. And that when I was telling you about the video that I did about meditation, the visual meditation, it actually shows you how to bring that white diamond down and through your body and wash your soul and have that warm bath, that inner baptism that grants you permission of royalty of the sacred. Own it. Know it. It is time. Now is the time to own your crown. See how beautiful it is. See that beautiful flower? It is yours. It is you. It is what holds you in your spirit and your soul. I had 2 cards that came out, and this one are 2 little elephants, and it says tender embrace. Elephants, which also is the crystal, the energy that has been energizing our cards, our main players, our mystical shaman cards. And elephants are gentle giants. They are patient. They have great wisdom. They're loyal. And most of all, that big old animal is stable. The family of elephants, excuse me, I am just struggling here, is stable. They are loyal. If you ever watch the Animal Kingdom or, one of those shows that shows about the animal kingdom, and it's 22, so it breaks down to a 4, is that they're just like stable as a rock. They also are love. They're about self-acceptance, forgiveness, and emotional abundance. Animals in India, elephants is their royalty. It's a sacred animal to them. So if you go to India, you will see elephants everywhere walking around. Some of them are dressed in the most magnificent headgear and garment and beauty because they're known to be compassionate. They are warm-hearted, and they care for whoever takes care of them. They have like this kindness about them. They will, bend down. They will use their trunk to show you kindness, just gentleness. They really are a gentle animal. I'm trying to think of, there's this famous animal rights. She, lived in a sanctuary of animals in Africa, and the elephant tribe, she adopted this baby elephant, and it took her on as if she was its mother. They're huge, but they're so loving, so caring, and they provide and bring so much luck. So this is our beautiful, beautiful, deep, deep blue elephant, royal blue, with these sparkling gold speckles that have been juicing up our cards. So let me do a shuffle on these cards and see if there's anything here to help bring into light what we've already talked about, because it's to bring in more clarity, because basically these energies of this new moon is saying to us that you really have to, my loves, you really should be in this space now where even though it seems challenging, it appears to be maybe even stressful, or even depression may have set in. If you need to get help, please get help. Please go get help. If you need to go to the doctor, and if you have to take something just to help you get through the next through months that you can get from the doctor, don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Do it. Take care of yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Know what you need. Be your royal self, and being your royal self means taking that time to just be about you. And it's okay, because if you don't, you're not going to be any good to anyone. You won't be able to, how we say, mama can't take care of nobody until mama's taken care of, or, papa can't, go to work and feed the family and do what he got to do unless papa's happy, So sometimes we do. Not that we shut out those that care and love us, because we need to lean on them too, and we need to be patient with each other. But you have to take care of yourself. And you have to allow those around you, and that if they need the space and the time, let them have it. Because, at the end of the day, we don't own anybody but ourselves. We're only responsible for our own behavior. So if we want to be truthful to the people we love, we have to be truthful to ourselves. Our first card is Jaguar. Oh my goodness. So we're coming right out the box with the spiritual animal with 11. So, because if we, with another 10, we had the 10 of Wands. And I was telling you, we're not even going to break it down because it's completion. It really is the same. So if you're talking about 10, completion, in finito, finish, and we break it down to a 1 is new beginnings. So when you complete something, when something dies, we're talking about Pluto, then that means something else is about to begin. Something else is about to happen. So if you purge, if you have expunged, if you have cleansed, if you have cleaned out, if you have made room, then that means it's time for completion. It's ending. It's over. So now, when 2021, you should start to get that anticipation is killing me, that something wonderful is coming our way. So again, the Jaguar is when something needs to be released. So when you're carrying around things just far too long, in order for the new ideas, the beginning to happen for, if you've been working on an old project and that project hasn't bared any fruit by now, and it's, you've been like saying, okay, I'm going to try to start this new project, and you started it last year, maybe 2 years ago, maybe even 5 years, and you've been putting a lot of effort and work into it, but it just hasn't really bared fruit. Maybe it's almost ready to crack open, or maybe it's time to release it. Sometimes when we walk away from things, and maybe it's not to be for good, but just to put it aside, to get a fresh pair of eyes, maybe even get a new perspective on it, ask for help. The jaguar, and we've had this jaguar before. And in this energy before, it was like the jaguar, I told you guys about a story about how, I heard a story about how someone in one day lost everything, and it appeared to be like the ruin of his life. And I told you the story about the Jaguar car. Excuse me. And again, it's all about endings. And so if you don't end the journey or walk away and take a break or look at a new perspective, and you allow the jaguar to consume you, then starting over will be painful, because basically the jaguar is going to now digest you, and then you're going to come through the digestive system and come out as a stack of poop. And now you're all dirty and smelly, and it was rough, and you're in tears. So if you don't start the journey yourself, if you don't see that sometimes change is hard, or new habits have to happen in order for the new to come in, it will be very, very painful. But when you embrace it, when you take the time to build the patience and the habits that Saturn is here to give us, so that it can die, with Pluto, so that Jupiter can turn that into gold for you, turn that into that golden coin. You have to trust. All of these cards are saying the same thing. And sacrifice. Oh my goodness, I love this card. Oh my God, she is absolutely stunning. And it's an 8. So when we're looking at 8s, that means we're moving forward. You have to move forward. So if you look at the word sacrifice, within sacrifice, the word sacred. And so when you're sacrificing, when you're giving away, when you're moving forward, when you're advancing, it is sacred. It is it is saying that, how they say, give it to God. So whatever is happening right now in your universe, in your kingdom, and you know the truth, you know what has to be done, give it to God. Release it. Do you see her hands? How she has a butterfly, and she's releasing the butterfly, and on her crown is the wings of release. She's releasing her mind. And we're talking about our roots, our sacral, our root chakra, our earth chakra, and our sacral chakra. The first two, the root and the chakra of sacral, which is our unconditional joy, our pleasure, our feelings. When our roots are nourished, in the Bible, God says, we are the branches and He is the vine. And so when you allow that vine to take root in your life so that your branches are free to gather, to blow in the wind, to chill, to relax, surrender and sacrifice unto that higher spirit. Give it into the universe. Let it go like the butterfly. It's like it's so delicate, so beautiful. Let it go. Because remember, when we let go and we give it to God, what happens, if it's yours, He will bring it back to you. You just have to have the patience right now, my friend. Just have the patience. Vision quest. So again, I'm going to go back to that video that is about the meditation, or I also have it on podcast, so you don't have to look at it through YouTube. You could probably also look for it on Apple iTunes. It's going to have the same title, the same name, or through any of the podcasts. I have it out there. You can listen, you don't even have to have the YouTube version, but you can listen to it. But make sure you have headphones on when you listen to it, and just visualize and release yourself, surrender, relax to my voice in the vision quest of the meditation. And I'm going to tell you guys, and it takes practice to actually cultivate, to be able to surrender to the vision, to be able to relax and surrender to the meditation. And when you do, I'm telling you, you will have an experience. And if you don't even understand the experience, don't be afraid. Just release it. Allow it to happen. Allow God to move in. Allow Him to come into your spirit. And so you can have that freedom to just stretch. Like, see how she's stretching? She's dancing. She reminds me of the wild woman and the dancing woman, where you just dance like you're naked when you're just so free. You're so in love and bliss with spirit and the sun. And see, the sun is the gold coin. It's the gold coin where you can literally own your kingdom. You see the gold coin, how He's holding it? He's not clutching it as if He won't release it or let it go. He's just holding it as if He owns it in confidence. That is where we're headed, guys. You've been here. You've been on this journey. You know, and you can see the owl. Wow, guys. It's a 3. And we've had this owl. You know I love my owl. So again, this is what Jupiter, this is what Jupiter is here to give you all the secrets. Like I was telling you about Athena, the owl in Athena, the goddess. How she was the master at strategy. And that is what Jupiter is about, releasing to enjoyment and fun. Ooh, I'm struggling. Ooh. Okay, so I don't know what's going on tonight, but I just know I'm going to leave it right here, guys, because you can see if you can't see, so you can achieve your kingdom, please, 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 please. I have 9 cards here. And so that is attainment, that is achieving, that is grasping, that is receiving, that is unconditional joy. That is the goal right now, to feel it, to intimately have it for yourself. So please, 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 I love you, I love you, I love you. Until next week, have a cup of tea with me. Live, breathe, and create. That is where we are. Receive, gather, take your harvest. Get rid of the old. Take away the stuff that fell off the tree that is rotten and no longer good. And replace it with the new. Remember, God is the vine. We are the branches. I love you. Namaste.